Big beard.
Hey, Kayla. Hi, Iyanna.
Welcome to Fill in the Blank podcast.
Welcome.
Fill in the blank.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another week here at Fill in the Blank podcast.
Fill in the blank.
Hi, Iyanna.
Hi, Kayla.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You know, live, well, we're here.
You look good. Your braids look good.
Thank you. You look good. I told you I like your hair a lot.
This was
like
legit
this.
on accident.
It's very cute.
I was looking, I was about to say something inappropriate. I was about to say I was looking like a little house slave. Because I had my hair like braided in these like...
Oh yeah, I saw that's you had your hair like that on live.
Yeah, and I took it out this morning. I was like, actually, maybe
it's
I should
really
keep it
cute.
like this.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like kind of like the bob length of like blunt with the wavy. It's very cute.
Okay, thank
very
you.
grown.
Oh, I like grown. Yeah, I always look for grown.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
It's tough when you like give the cute vibes all the time.
You know, it kind of. I saw this. There's this video on TikTok. This woman was describing the different kinds of sexy or cute, and the levels of just pretty. And she said, like, level 1 is like you. I mean, you ain't that pretty. Level 2 is like you have the cute kind of pretty where you're like, oh, she's adorable. And I was like, damn, I'm level 2. Damn, I'm a level 2. And then level 4 or 5 was like bad bitch, or if level 5 was bad bitch, she was like, no, level 5 does not exist all the time.
Yeah,
like that's something you just have to tap into.
It literally is. And it's so funny that we are talking about this right now because I had this conversation with Chloe yesterday about like sex appeal and how I felt like in college, I gave more sex appeal, but that was because I had a way to tap into it because of modeling.
The modeling, yeah.
The modeling thing, I literally would tap into sex appeal all the time. And now I lack that because I don't have an outlet for me to just
be sexy.
Yeah. And that's something I want to include more in the heels classes. That's why I need to
learn
go.
how to be sexy, first of all.
You got to find what just makes you feel confident.
You've seen my face, though, when I try to do the smize thing. And I don't know what my face be doing. It be doing some weird ass shit, though. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. I'll be looking at, I think I'm killing it. And I look at my pictures. I'm like, God damn it. What is my face doing? What is my face doing?
You know, you should look into, with our signs. I don't know what it is. Asia and I were talking about this because we have the same sign. Which is it, Asia?
The rising sign?
No. That the Scorpio.
Oh, our Venus.
The Venus.
So
what does
the
like,
Venus mean?
Here, I'll get the exact.
Yeah, so there with the Venus, it makes sense that with the sex appeal thing, like taking Asia and I were saying, like when we both take pictures, like we tap into like the sex appeal thing.
Oh, my Venus is Taurus too.
It's Taurus?
Yeah.
So it says it speaks to the way you express your desires, your passions, what you value, how you relate to and experience pleasure.
I'm so chill.
And stubborn.
I'm so chill and stubborn. Look, that's why I can't be sexy. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
And I naturally just tap into that. I think with pictures and like doing stuff like that. But
I'll try to do the same poses with the same face that Kayla did. I'm like, God damn it, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I quit.
Miranda used to tell me that in college. She'd be like, I can't make no damn sexy face.
I'm like, how do you make a sexy face?
I just look mean.
It's either I look bored.
No,
I remember I posted something a few years ago, and this is when I realized I had literally no sex appeal. I posted something. This was during quarantine. And I posted some form of a story, and I thought I was giving sexy, and everyone kept messaging, Iyanna, are you okay? And I said, oh, God damn it. They were like, are you good? Are you sick? And I was like,
not are you sick?
That's embarrassing. I deleted it so fast. I was like,
no.
I quit. It's okay, though.
Don't be doing my girl that.
It's okay. It's okay.
So what are we talking about today?
We are going to talk about imposter syndrome.
Yes.
Kayla's like, yes.
We literally just talked about this. Like, I brought it up last week.
Yeah.
So it's super timely that...
As soon as you did, I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good topic.
It's super timely that we're talking about
that's
imposter
a good topic,
syndrome.
especially with this phase in my life.
So where do you feel like you're at with experiencing imposter syndrome?
Girl, it's severe. It's severe.
Yeah.
First of all, I had imposter syndrome when I was getting all this praise and like acknowledgement of being just like a dope person. When the show came out, severe imposter syndrome there. And then even with the podcast, imposter syndrome. Now with me being alone and like self-employed, imposter syndrome. Like it's been whooping my ass. And I didn't realize how bad it was until like all of these new opportunities started to come up where I had to apply some form of effort. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's bad. It's real bad.
I think that I was, I've always experienced it.
Yeah.
But as of recent, I think that I really started to feel it because prior to us starting this podcast, I was, I think, playing it really small, like safe.
Yeah.
Just doing safe things. And so, especially with starting the podcast, I felt imposter syndrome. And then when I knew that we were doing it together, I was like, oh shit. Because of the fact that like with you having such a big following, like I feel comfortable doing it with you, but I felt imposter syndrome about how people will receive me since you come from such a well-known TV show and they're like, who the hell is this person? Like, why do we want to hear what she has to think? Or we don't want to listen to her. So that, and now with me about to be done with grad school, that gives me like huge imposter syndrome to think about going into like working somewhere, being the professional that somebody would go to address counseling and mental health concerns is like scary.
That is scary. Okay, let's start with the actual official definition of imposter syndrome. Okay, so it's a condition of feeling anxious and not experiencing success internally despite being high performing in external objective ways.
Yeah. Dang.
Right? Men and women can suffer equally, even though I'm sure women and minorities probably experience the effects worse.
Yeah. It's like, minorities, I just think about like with Black people specifically because we're Black. But
yeah, there's actually a where'd it go? See, this is why
I love the journal.
I know, you see my little notes?
Yes.
Because I wanted to make sure I came prepared today, which I don't do often.
You do come prepared when it's your week to...
I tried to.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my week.
Well, you came super prepared then.
I did. It was actually right there. Oh, I was wondering. I wonder if like certain cultures that push humility so much, if that cultivates a culture of just like imposter syndrome more. Because I was raised in a very, yes, I experienced the Black experience, yes. But I think even more so, I'm even in a subsect of the Black community because I experienced more so Christian culture, Black Christian culture, than I did just the general Black culture.
Yeah.
Because I didn't experience like watching certain movies like other Black people did. I've never seen like quite a few of them that people, if I said it right now, they would probably be like, Iyanna, what? Give me a Black card. But if anything, I experienced Black Christian culture more than anything. So I was curious to know if that made it worse for me.
The Black Christian culture?
Yeah, just because like it's all about humility and being humble and,
What spaces did it make you feel like an imposter in, if like any that you could think of off the top of your head?
Well, I just never felt like I belonged anywhere. Like,
because you felt that people didn't resonate or understand like your experience. I can definitely get that. Like thinking about people who like grow up in the church to that extent that you have a very particular lifestyle and expectations placed upon you that other people cannot understand. And I think that could definitely make you feel like when you enter these spaces that you have not had the same experiences that other people have had. And it makes you feel like, well, why do I deserve to be here? Why do I deserve to share my thoughts and opinions?
Yeah. I've always felt like I've always been playing catch up to everybody else, even when it comes to experience things with like social media and internet and stuff, because I didn't grow up with internet or like social media. I didn't have those things until I got to college. So in high school, I didn't have social media. I didn't have internet or a computer at home. Yeah. So I didn't experience all that stuff so anyways, I've always felt like I'm playing catch up. Yeah. Which is probably why I always feel just so incompetent, because I'm like, oh, I don't have the skills. Like, what you mean?
That feeling of incompetence is like it runs deep. I also think it could come from too, though, your like, I know for me, the incompetence has come from having like very strict parents.
Oh my God. Yes.
So when you have really strict parents and you look to them to give you basically like the guidance and the answers for stuff, and there's a very particular way that you're supposed to do things, you feel almost like unable to feel comfortable making your own decisions.
Heavy on that.
Yeah.
I didn't have the practice of making my own decisions because I wasn't allowed to. Mm-hmm. Even when it came to just like my autonomy as a person of what I was feeling in general, I wasn't allowed to feel those things.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what do you mean?
That's crazy. That just like kind of gave me like an aha moment of like, I think that's why I crave autonomy so much in my life right now, like as an adult, because as a child, I had none, you know, I had no, like, I didn't have the type of parents like, well, what do you feel? What do you want to do?
Right.
Like, it wasn't really like that. It was like, okay, here's the way.
Parent,
I'm the
child.
parent, you're the child.
Yeah.
This is what we're about to do. So now in my adult life, it's made me resent having like authoritative figures that like, this is what you're gonna do. I'd be like, I'm gonna do it this way.
Yes. When I tell you I be bucking,
yeah,
it like triggers something in me when someone tells me what to do. Even when it comes to my partners, and this is why I realize I need to be really communicative with this, because when it comes to some of my partners, if they're a little too like, Iyanna, you should be doing this, you should be, I don't care what it is, immediately I want to buck back and be like, don't tell me what to do.
Yep.
Don't tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fight you.
Like, I will pat you in your...
I will fight you. Okay, so where does it stem from? We already talked about family environment. Typically, people who grew up in an environment where they put too much emphasis on achievement or where they're overly critical.
We literally just
talked about that, right? Other one, social pressures. Mm-hmm. Other one, sense of belonging. Part of
like people pleasing.
Yeah, part of imposter syndrome is like a fear of being kind of like found out or like casted out for just being like who you are. Mm-hmm. For example, I've always felt different in the Christian community. I always recognized and felt like I didn't quite think the way that they did. Yeah. And so because of that, I never felt like I belonged. And at some point I did start to act out a bit, where I know I went through a phase of being bisexual, and immediately I was cast out.
Yeah.
Immediately I was cast out. Mm-hmm. And then I cast myself out and I was like, well, fuck that. I don't care.
So then it kind of then continues to be a thing for you. Like, especially when you are found out, something that you felt insecure about, and then people cast you out for the thing that you already had insecurities, it would probably make you have that feeling of being an imposter in different spaces all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, whatever. Anyway, look, that's a whole nother drama within itself. Let me see. Okay. Oh, and then another one, personality. Certain personality traits are more linked to like internalizing feelings.
I was just thinking I wanted you to finish your thought, but I really feel like that, how you say with the Black Christian community, I get that a lot more from being in like traditional workspaces. Yeah. Because I'm such a creative person. I almost feel like in traditional workspaces, I can't find people who understand like how I feel about things.
Because most people don't think like that in traditional workspaces.
No, like the types of like, I want to be able to dip my hands in a lot of different stuff, and like I don't necessarily crave like a traditional work life, and I never really find people who can understand me, and they make me feel like I'm like, well, I know that I'm kind of in the clouds, like I know that, but I think that they find a lot of the things that I want to do unrealistic. Yeah. And so it's made me feel very imposterish when it comes to very traditional forms of work, because I don't put forth as much effort towards that. Like, I look at it like this is a job, like I'm doing a job.
Wait, so it says the feelings of anxiety or inadequacy can lead people to avoid challenges or opportunities that will let them grow and shine in any space. Mm-hmm. They may not seek out or fully explore useful relationships in different areas of their life. Even if they do, internal struggles of feeling frustrated or shameful would occur.
Yeah. That's me.
Yeah.
Yep, that's me.
So characteristics of imposter syndrome: self-doubt, we all know. Mm-hmm. Undervaluing your contributions. That's me.
I was gonna say that's
me.
you
That's
to
me.
a T.
Yeah, that's me. Attributing success to external factors, that's also me. I'm like, no, it's because of this. It wasn't actually because of me. Sabotaging self-success. That's also
You said also me.
God damn, this is all me. Setting unrealistic expectations. So you just can't meet them anyway. So it's like, oh, whatever.
I think I do that.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not me.
That's me.
I just won't try. Fear of not living up to expectations, and then the other one, burnout.
Ding, 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 ding.
Kayla's like me.
Burnout is like my highest
Yeah.
one. I get burnt the F out. I'm burnt the F out right now.
I'm so curious. So there are actually different types of imposter syndrome. And I'm curious which one you are.
What are the kinds?
So there's one, the perfectionist. The underlying emotion of the perfectionist is fear of losing control.
That might be me. I'm going to hold on to that one.
Wait. Hold on to that one. The other one is the superwoman, superman, superperson, whichever. Underlying emotion is fear of free time and taking the time away from work for personal fulfillment.
Not me.
That's not me. Look, I will take all the time for personal.
I'd be like, you gave me these days, I'm going to take them.
Let's see. The other one, the third one is the natural genius. I feel like this one might be me. The natural genius. The underlying emotion is shame of failing. The one with the natural genius is their pattern is like putting forth minimal effort.
That might be me.
And they typically like get good results from that in the past. And so when they don't do what they're supposed, they're like, oh shit.
That's literally, okay, that might be me.
And if they're asked to put in additional work, they're offended. That's Kayla.
Me.
Look, Kayla.
I be like, I'm giving everything that I've got. And y'all niggas want more. I got nothing else for y'all.
I'm so bad. There's a fourth one called the soloist. The underlying emotion of that is shame and asking for help. I don't know. That might be me. Look, I like how all of these sound like us.
Yeah.
Is that Shartish?
I'm like, I'm all of these. That might be Shartish.
Number 5 is the expert. Fear of, okay, this one actually might be. Underlying emotion, fear of inadequacy. The expert typically has this compulsive need to have all of the information or skills first before they can even do something.
I think that's a little underlying for me, but the two that really hit were the perfectionist and the natural genius.
They actually had some questions. And if you answer yes or no, you'll know which one you are.
Oh, let's do it. We can do it live.
Okay, let me see. I'm going to.
Right here, right now.
I took screenshots. And you can say yes or no, and I'll say, okay, you're not that one.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Have you been told that you micromanage?
No.
Okay, so we'll skip that one. Do you stay late in the office to get work done even when everyone else is left?
No. The first one out the door.
So dead. Do you reject work that you are not good at or that seems challenging?
Yes.
Okay. Do you sometimes choose to not give something your best effort because you're afraid that your best effort wouldn't be good enough?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put that one in my pocket. Okay. Are you comfortable with others seeing your work in progress?
All right, wait, repeat it.
Are you uncomfortable with others seeing your work in progress?
No.
Okay. Let's skip that one. Do you feel shaky and restless when someone refers to you as an expert?
Ooh, yes.
Okay. Do you stick with that? Wait, what? Do you stick with what you know and make sure you know it best?
Yes.
Are you always in search of the next certificate or degree?
That one I'm kind of iffy on.
Okay. So we'll come back to that one.
Yeah, let's come back to that one.
All right, we're almost done. Do you find it difficult to accept compliments and celebrate accomplishments?
No.
No.
Let's celebrate.
Okay. Do you answer a compliment with thanks, but?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you often think others are just being nice?
Yes.
Okay. So there's 3 that you could be.
Okay.
The first one is the natural genius. You answered yes to both of those questions. Yeah. And then the other one that we were like iffy about is the expert. Which one's the expert?
That was the one you said
that was the one
were.
That's the one that I said I was. And then there's 2 bonus ones that I didn't say that you fit into. You fit into the discounter. So there's 2 bonus ones, the noticer and the discounter. The noticer, where'd it go? They just notice so many imperfections and they can't just be proud of things. And then the discounter, they rationalize away any evidence of their own competence.
That is definitely me.
I was about to say Natalie fits into the discounter.
The discounter.
Heavy.
Yeah.
You can say anything positive about Natalie and she'll go, yeah, but.
She does. She does
It's
do that.
so bad.
I think that I do it in my mind. I might not say it out loud, but I'm thinking it.
Yeah.
So which one do you think that you are? Did you answer the question?
Yeah, so I'm definitely the expert and the discounter.
So we're the same ones.
So we're the same ones, yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, and maybe the natural gene. Look, we're the same ones.
Yeah, we're the same ones.
We're the same ones. So there are ways to stop it.
What are the ways,
So
child?
they said,
Because
look, they say that mindfulness is really good.
See, but that's always difficult for me because this goes back to what we were talking about last time. It's the issue of being present. Mindfulness is literally being present.
So, I mean, there's a whole technique for mindfulness, how to do it. You have to stop. Look, stop and pause. That's the hard part, getting yourself to stop and pause. Stop and pause.
I don't have time to stop and pause.
I'm so dead. Stop and pause. Take a deep breath. Notice your environment. Reassess your feelings, and then respond. So that's just the general thing of mindfulness, stop and pause and just evaluate.
So basically, when you're in those moments, when you have an attachment to knowing which one that you are, what type of imposter syndrome that you possess, you have to be able to be aware enough to know okay, it's happening right now.
It's happening.
Let me stop and be mindful about this so that you can separate the feelings that are actually reality versus the ones that might be your perception.
I really do think that is the hardest part about growth is reframing your thoughts and your mind. Because if you can reframe your thoughts, you can reframe your perspective, which will affect your actions, which will affect your life, your entire lifestyle. Yeah. But it's your mind. It's your mind.
I literally something kind of shifted for me recently, and it was because I was watching an episode that Jay Shetty did with Big Sean, and Big Sean was talking about that aspect of shifting the way that you talk and the way that you think, and how it will literally change your entire life. That when you change those things about yourself and you realize that you have control over the perception of your situation, anything can be a bad situation if you make it into that, but it's literally how you talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's it's the law of attraction. You're attracting negative things because you're speaking it in a negative way. And it is the most difficult thing to get over.
You're making me think about fucking Natalie.
Really?
I just want to change it for her.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she realizes the way that she talks about herself. And I mean, granted, she's doing it in forms of jokes, but it's Natalie, stop talking about
jokes
yourself
always
like that.
Have a little bit of truth.
Don't talk about my Natalie like that. Yeah. She's talking about herself. I want everybody to just go say something positive under Natalie's comments right fucking now. And she's probably
she's gonna have the
she's gonna be so confused. She's gonna be cringing so hard. I don't care. Say something positive.
Yeah.
Tell her how great she is. Anyways. So some other tips. And all these go down to reframing your mind. Practice self-compassion. That's hard.
What does that look like?
Self-compassion?
Yeah. What do you feel like it would look like? Well,
for me personally,
in your
life. Right now, I'm just I'm Iyanna, you're downward spiraling, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But then I remember all the stuff that I've encountered just this past year. And then I remember I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot publicly and privately, even more so privately that I can't share publicly, which is even more so taking a toll on me because I can't share it.
Well, we're about to reframe right here.
Okay.
It's not that you can't share it, but you're not ready to share it.
I'm not ready to share it.
Because I think we had a whole powwow before this episode, but I think eventually you will. Mm-hmm. But I think that you have to be prepared for that. And I think that you're just trying to muster up the courage and the strength to speak your truth. Yeah. So you will. Eventually. You're just not ready yet.
I'm just not ready. Mm-hmm. You're right. I'm not ready. Mm-hmm. But I will be.
Yeah. And that's being compassionate with yourself and reframing your thought pattern, feeling that self-deprecation of I'm in this box and I can't get out and nobody knows and all of that. Mm-hmm. And saying nobody knows yet because I'm trying to process what I went through.
That's true. That's true. Because if I let out everything now, I wouldn't be ready to combat everything.
Yep.
And I do need to continue to process because this is a lot to process.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay. The other thing is get out of your head. Don't do the rumination thing. I'm a terrible ruminator. Mm-hmm. Ruminator? Is that a word?
Can you explain
What rumination
Yes.
is? Where you obsess over like the same thoughts, and most of the time they're negative thoughts. And I do this all the time.
I do it all the time,
all the
too.
time. And I live by myself, so I'm constantly. And I've been literally paralyzed by my thoughts. Where I'll be in the middle of doing something, and then I'll realize I've been standing there for a full 2 minutes just thinking and staring, like just staring off. It's bad. Like it's really bad. And I know that has an effect on like my mind and how I see myself, which is really bad. So I'm trying to reframe that now. Another thing, reframe around growth. Change from that fixed mindset to a growth mindset, which is really difficult to do.
Seems hard because it seems like, to me, fixed versus growth mindset almost feels innate.
It does.
But I think that it's all these little things that you have to do in order to shift to a growth mindset to attain
and
it.
if I'm honest, fixed mindset just feels so much easier to do because then you don't have to actually try.
Growth mindset, you literally are constantly trying.
Bro, and
because you
hard.
never hit like
there is no cap.
There's no cap. Like I think about how like they say like, you know, you reach self-actualization and being in that, like that's like the highest sense of self. But it's like, when do you ever really, this is my own personal theory.
But
when do you ever hit
read
that?
Yeah.
Because you're constantly growing. There is never
be.
a point in time because life is changing. So you continue to change. So you can hit a space where like you maybe are self-actualized and understanding that you are constantly going to grow. You're constantly going to shift with the way that things are in the world around you.
Yeah.
But I don't think that there'll ever be a place where like you hit the cap and you're like, I'm good here. This is it. Because then when you hit there, you're back to fixed mindset.
Yeah.
You're no longer of growth mindset.
Man, I gotta say, I was talking to someone because yes, we are these proponents of growth. We're saying like growth is so important. We love growth, but I'm in a phase of my life where I'm tired of growing. I am so tired. I'm so tired, and it doesn't help when I see other people who haven't grown a shred.
Yeah,
and their lives are still fine, and I'm like, what the fuck?
But are they? Or are they complacent?
That's true.
Like
That's true.
It's easy. Like,
but because when you see the long term effects, then you're like, oh.
Especially if you're choosing the path of like, okay, I'm gonna go to this job, I'm gonna make this money, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna just do it every day. Like when you're comfortable with that, it seems like life is okay. But really,
stable.
they're not living. They are here in a repetitive cycle of just doing, of being, but not actually living.
Yeah.
So when you choose to live and you choose to do life according to God's plan, life according to you chasing your purpose, it's going to constantly be hard.
Yeah.
But it's like what we were saying, it's based upon your mindset around it. Like, is it constantly difficult, or are you just constantly hitting new levels?
That's true.
Damn.
Look, not you therapizing yourself. Look, she over here speaking words to herself. Y'all think Kayla talking to y'all? No, she's talking to herself right now.
Look, I'm just trying to make it out here.
Look, pour into yourself. Kayla. You got it, boo.
Hard.
Okay, so another thing, keep failure in perspective. So keep it in a box. Understand like failure is not the end all be all. If you fail, I mean, yes, everyone fails. It'll be fine. Where's the other one? Refocus on your values. Remember why you're doing what you're doing. This is one I like. This one is understanding your specific voice of self-sabotage. So there's actually there's a quiz that I took. It's called the Positive Intelligence Assessment. If you guys want to take it yourself, it's at, hold on, I can tell you.
Ooh.
I took this and it'll tell you specifically what your sabotaging voice is. So
whoa,
everyone has
that's cool.
Yeah, and it'll tell you how you self-sabotage.
Positive Intelligence.
Positiveintelligence.com/saboteurs. If you want to know how to spell saboteurs, don't ask me. I'm just playing. It's SABOTEURS. So I took this quiz and it'll tell you exactly what your saboteurs are. So my top 3 is hypervigilance, hyperachiever, and avoider.
So what do those things mean?
So I can tell you. Hypervigilance is constantly looking for something wrong. I have that times 10. I mean, clearly it's just told me I did. The other one, hyperachiever. I have this, but because I also have the avoider, it's like, but then it makes me feel extreme shame because I'm avoiding, but then I know that I'm capable of more. I know. Look, even with the YouTube thing, this is literally what's going on. I'm in a constant cycle of like talking myself out of it and then being a high achiever and then talking myself out of it. Like I'm exhausting myself, y'all.
Yeah.
And I'm not even playing. I'm not even playing.
Tired of myself.
Oh, wow.
What?
Sorry, I'm reading this avoidant thing. You are a good person to spare others' feelings.
What does it say?
You're a good person to spare other people's feelings. I'm thinking about Jared.
You spare his Oh, yep. Well, there's that. That's true.
Damn. Anyways, yeah. So those are my top 3. Then I had a second one that's like the second top 3. I have a high victim mindset, which I've been known to do.
Victim mindset.
I know I have a victim mindset. I notice it within myself sometimes where I'm like, Iyanna, check yourself, bitch. Your shit stinks too.
Yeah.
Your shit stinks too.
I think that's so interesting, the victim mindset thing, because I feel like without even taking it, I know that I probably have that too. But it's literally, that kind of goes along with what we talked about earlier about taking things personally, and you feel like things are a personal attack on you and your character.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah. So it's funny because the next 3 were some of my top 3 issues in my marriage, which was the victim mindset, super hyper rational, and then controller. I know, right?
The controller. Yeah,
because when I feel like things aren't going my way or like going how I feel like they should be going, then I'm like, all right, let me do it.
Yep.
Let me do it.
I do that too.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you do it
so
too.
bad. I'd be like, no, it got to be done the right way. But I also have grown up with people who are like, all of my parental figures are very controlling in that way as well. So I've watched.
Same.
Yes.
Oh my God. Are we turning into our parents?
We are. We are.
No.
They're controlling in that way as well. And that's the reason why I do things the way I do, because my Nana's like that. Like, she's very like, and not in a like mean way, not in a negative way, but like, she's just very like,
they try to do it out of love.
Yeah, they're like, but let me do it.
Let me do it.
Let me do it.
Oh my God.
So we're turning into our parents.
You know what there was a really good tip. Someone said, if you have to ask someone if they need your help more than once, you're trying to control. Like, Asia said, damn.
I'm gonna really like try to receive that and think of that in moments, because I know that I do it to Marcus.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to do it to him, but it's just what I've seen.
Yeah.
And like I've seen my stepmom do it to my dad. He'll be doing something, she'd be like, no, let me. Yeah. And it's just because like when you are very particular, you think that
your way is the right way.
Yes.
But I think it is.
But you know what's the problem? With that? I don't like when people do that to me.
I hate when people do that to me.
I want to go through my own process, and I want to do things the way that I want to do it. Yeah. And so when people try to come in and show me their way that I don't connect with, I be like, man, I don't want to do it that way.
Damn, Kayla, we got to stop.
That's toxic.
That is toxic. Oh my God, that's toxic. What's up, Asia? Damn, we did a month there.
Sorry, but it just came to my mind.
Yale.
I think it also has to do with I think it also. I was thinking about. I think it also has to do with the fact of us understanding that everyone's experience and how they do things, how they process things is different, and it's allowing them to be in the experience, and you're just being a part of it.
Yeah.
You're not trying to control their experience and how they navigate.
Yep.
Their way of life.
Yeah. And it's crazy, because that has literally been my main thing with like growing up, and part of what was the struggle between me and my parents was because I wanted to so badly to experience and do things my own way, and I wasn't afraid to flop. Yeah. That was my thing. It was like, they're like, well, if you take this path, it can lead to destruction. And I would be like, okay, well, let's see. Same. Like, it works out for some people. So I always was the type of person that connected to that little bit of hope that there were people in this small percentage that, even though most people flopped going this path, this percent of people didn't flop going this path. So let me try it.
It was always me just being rebellious. It wasn't even.
And I think I also had the thing in my mind, like, I want to prove a point.
I just want to prove a point.
Yeah.
I can do it. Mm-hmm. I can just move somewhere and not know nobody and not know the area or know the state. I'm just going to go. Look, and it turned out great.
I used to do it with my relationships.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I was pretty bad with that too. I remember me and my parents, when we went through some of the worst kinds of tension and conflict, I was in a relationship that they did not agree with. And even more so because they were so against it, it rode harder for it even more.
Yep. That was literally me. I was like, well, I have to prove that this is going to work.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't like let go. I think specifically with my, with the guy that I would consider basically like my first boyfriend. It was my first super serious relationship. Mm-hmm. Like everybody was poking holes at it, like saying that it wasn't going to work, especially because we dated in high school and we were about to go to college.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, the likelihood of this working is like slim to none. Yeah. I'd be like, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it work. So I fought so hard tooth and nail, and I would not relinquish the relationship because I wanted to prove that, like, even though, yes, most people do not get married to their high school sweethearts, but I'm going to do it. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Why are we like
Why
that?
are we like this? We are like some badass little kids.
Literally. My dad talks about that with me all the time.
My
about
parents
me
too.
Getting my payback when I have children.
Oh no, my parents are just like, do you remember that time? I'm like, can we not talk about this?
My
please?
dad constantly brings it up, and he's just like, man, it's okay because when you have kids, you gonna get your hell to pay.
Damn.
And I'm like, dang. But I know now
how to support, at least
how to support, and I also know the process that I needed, that I can, since I am so reflective about my own childhood, I'm able to put things into perspective of like what I needed. Just like what I was talking to you guys about earlier with like having strict parents versus having like a very free, open parent, and knowing that I need something in between and trying to, give that to my children so that it's not so far on the opposite ends of the spectrum where you have a parent that's literally like, do whatever, like, see, I love you, like, let's just go and fly with the wind.
But that's why, like, I think that's why I went to a phase of like not wanting to have kids at all. And I don't think that's actually true. I don't think it's that I don't want to have kids.
Every time you would say that, I'd be like, Iyanna,
and my parents said the same thing. Iyanna, they're like, Iyanna, shut up.
Yeah, like, Iyanna, you know that's not true.
You know you want children. Yes. You know you want to be a mom.
Yes.
But I feel like that's why I went to that phase, because just the thought of parenting is so like terrifying to me, because you have to find that balance and you have to constantly adjust to your child who you technically don't really know. Because you have to get to know. And they don't know themselves. They don't know themselves.
So you're just these little humans.
Literally.
That are developing, and you could literally cause them trauma.
Dude, that's terrifying to me.
But it's also going back to what we're talking about, the acceptance of failing.
Yeah.
And knowing that like
you're gonna mess up.
Yeah. And that child, like, we all go through individual processes, like growing up, even if you try to do every single thing perfectly, right? And you give them an amazing childhood, something is going to happen in their life.
Because we're humans.
And also, we don't control this thing.
Yeah.
There are certain things that like God wants to deal with certain people, and certain experiences have to happen in order for them to grow in the right direction.
Oh.
So you just cannot control that. As the parent, you can't even have ownership over this child. You're literally there to just guide them.
Literally.
This child don't belong to you.
It's like
not your child.
It's like allowing them a little freedom to like, okay, go under, go wait, not that far. Like just wait, not that far.
You're almost just like a spirit guide.
Oh wow.
You're almost like a spirit guide to them.
Oh wow. God was like, yep, that's it. Send them there. Dang, why God send me? Never mind. Why you had to choose them though? I'm sorry.
I was reflecting about that with my mom passing away, and thinking like why God gave me that. Like, why was that the assignment that I had? And I think it's because like, I think I'm a very old soul, and I think that God knew that I would be equipped to handle it. to not literally people lose their minds.
Yeah. Look at Kanye.
People, yeah.
Look at Kanye.
They lose their everlasting mind. And what happened to me, though, was quite the opposite. I was a troll before my mom passed away. I kid you not, I was a troll. And when she passed, something switched in me.
Was that the humbling?
I don't know. Like, my perspective on life just changed after that. Like, my whole perception of everything.
I would imagine.
I questioned everything. And I was just like, and I really did go through like the stages of like,
of grief.
Like, I was angry as hell.
Yeah.
And at a point I reached like I had the sadness when I was in college. I really like grieved for real. But when I reached acceptance, I remember being in college. What did I say? We were somewhere and we were, it's literally the same concept about like a parent and their child. But I said at this meeting, I think it was like for Impact, I was like, she didn't belong to me. Oh, wow. And I think that when I realized and I got like acceptance over the fact that my mom did not belong to me. Yeah. That like I was meant to experience her. Yeah. And not have ownership over her. Yeah. And then also like understanding that like when love transcends dimensions and times and realms, like you just realize things I don't know, but you're crying.
I don't know why I'm getting emotional.
But you really understand that like we are literally in a realm. Yeah. Like when you are able to feel someone's presence beyond a realm, you realize you don't lose anybody. Yeah. You don't lose people. Like physically you're having a human experience, yes. But like these people do not belong to you. Yeah. And I think that the time that I had helped to guide me. And I think that losing her, I learned even more than what I learned when she was here guiding me. Like, I just learned how to be. Like, it taught me how to be a being, I picked up so many of her qualities in her passing than what I did when she was physically here.
I think good people are typically the people who understand humanity as a whole, of just understanding pain and love and live their life according to that. I think unhealed people don't understand humanity. They don't know how to empathize. They don't even know how to empathize with themselves.
Man, not being able to empathize with yourself and with others is like terrifying because you don't feel.
Oh, that just made me think about Jackie.
Oh.
That just made me think about, because it's so fresh on everyone's minds, but like I just keep thinking about like I do not envy where she is right now, because that's a hard place to be when you're so hardened and you have all of this just trauma just trapped.
Life can make you like that.
Life can make you hard.
And she might be in a part of her healing journey where she is hardened. It might not be her destination, but it might I hope just not. Be where she's at. Yeah. Because I think that we've all been in spaces where we've been hardened and we've lashed out. And
and I'm like, I don't care about you. I don't care about nobody.
Yeah.
But the crazy part is she's aware of it. She was like, I mean, I'm crazy. But that's also the scary part. So that's actually one of the things that I had where you're hyper rational. You're aware of it. Yeah. You're aware, but that puts me in a position where I also don't care. Yeah. When I get to that phase of any, because I'm kind of there right now, where like I'm aware of what I'm doing.
You are at that stage, and it drives me absolutely insane.
And it doesn't help,
because there's nothing that when you're at
there's nothing nobody can tell me.
No, because I'm aware. Because you know.
It's like anything you have to tell me, I've already told myself.
So it's a choice.
It's a choice.
And so at that point. That's when I say, because I've been on the other side of this where I've had like just like where you're at right now, and I've had friends that are in places like that before. I'm like, when you're tired, you'll be done.
And you keep saying that to me.
That's all I have to say, because there's nothing else I can say to you. But then I keep
thinking like, but damn, ain't I tired now?
No, you ain't. Obviously.
Ain't I tired now?
Nah, you're not tired yet.
Man, I wish I could tell people how I'm coping for real.
When you tired, you be done. Well, and that was me. And I realized that when I was in that last relationship on my last freaking leg, I knew that I was tired because I had nothing else to do but to like turn to God.
Oh, that's
I was
you tired for real.
tired. And that
went through the rah-rah, you went through the anger, you went through the I don't give a fuck.
But you don't know what's gonna flip the switch for you though. That's the crazy part.
Scary
Because
part.
literally what flipped the switch for me was a time that I was on the phone with Ariel and one of our other friends at the time, and she was talking about her relationship. And she was talking about how happy she was.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with me. We were just talking to her. It was a conversation focused on her, and she talked about the feeling that she has in her relationship, and that did it. It flipped it. And ever since that day, I was like, I have to go.
Yeah.
I can't be in this anymore. Like, I cannot be in this feeling how I'm feeling. I'm going to lose my opportunity to receive that type of love in my life.
And I don't want to miss that, just because like God, one day, soon.
It's gonna happen,
I feel
y'all.
it coming soon, that I will be able
feel
to
it
be
too.
completely my authentic self, and I'll stop thinking about everyone else and protecting other people.
Yep, and you're gonna choose you.
And I'm gonna choose me.
I feel it coming. Like
I feel
the
myself
conversation
getting
that we
there.
just had prior to recording, I felt a spirit in here that was like penetrating Iyanna. I think that
How are you getting penetrated?
not this type of penetration, but to her soul, guys. But
Look, please include that in the clip.
right,
Please include
zoom
that
in on my hand, going like,
Please include that in the clip. Her soul, guys. Her soul.
But I think that it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time, and it takes it's almost like I picture just like a piece of like kind of like a sculpture, and you're like,
Why
and
is
you
that?
just have to knock at it to get through.
This is I don't know. This is what my brain does. Literally, when you started doing that, you know what I thought about? SpongeBob.
Me too. And then it was breaking, and then it was like a beautiful thing underneath. That's what I was thinking of too, SpongeBob.
Okay, so we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Look, and I don't even know SpongeBob references.
But you know that.
I know that one. I know that one.
But I think it's gonna come, and it's gonna be beautiful because
God, I'll be so free.
man,
I'll be so free.
yeah. I think, but you know what? I think that that's something that we relate on more than I think we give credit to, because I feel like there's a lot of pieces to my life that I'm not fully vulnerable about.
Yeah.
Carice talked to me about this.
Really?
She said that everything isn't always as it seems with me. And I'm meant to, on this podcast, be able to be more vulnerable than what I have been. But it just be stuff, y'all, that I can't talk about. I can't talk about that stuff. Like,
Kayla.
I like literally start malfunctioning
like
and
she
thinking about
glitching
it.
over here.
Yeah.
I'm so
Malfunction. But I think that it's something that we can it's important for us to know that we both struggle with that thing, to be able to give support to one another so that we can both do it. Because I think that is so important to the platform that we've created and that we've grown.
Because that's what we both want.
Is to be like authentic.
Yeah, we just want to be it's so hard. But authenticity really is hard because it does require a lot of vulnerability. And with vulnerability, the reason why it's called vulnerability is because like there's an element of being judged, possibly being judged, or possibly being outcasted, or God damn it, fucking imposter syndrome shit. Look, and it comes right back to
and
imposter
realizing
syndrome.
it's like the realization that this life don't even belong to me.
God, look, we're living our experience, not for us.
And that's the whole purpose of my life. That's why I knew I felt called to podcasting and sharing, because I have always felt that God has told me that my experiences are meant to impact others.
I've been told that so much growing up. Like, Iyanna, you're strong, but not for yourself. You're strong for other people who experience the same thing. And I didn't grow to realize that until I got into when I started working at the residential centers. And then I realized all of those kids had exactly the same traumas that I did. And I had such a passion for them. I had such an understanding for them. And that's when it clicked for me. I'm not here just to experience. I'm not here just to work a normal. I'm here to share my experience to help other people heal.
Yes. That has been my whole thing with working in a high school, is that my high school years were so destructive for me. I was like that was like the only time that I think I really fully experienced like depression for real. Like I was torn up in high school because that's when I was processing my mom passing. Like, she passed away when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
So I moved in with my dad full time. Like, I had to move out from my grandparents.
That's a lot of transition.
It was so much transition.
A lot of
Yes. Like, so I think that working with high school students for me is so personal because I didn't have anybody to go to when I was in high school that I felt like I could trust, that I felt like could get it, that wouldn't judge me, adults that didn't like just tell me what I needed to do and actually like received, you know, what I was going through and then giving me like genuine advice based upon that. And I think that is what led me to counseling. Led me to being in a freaking high school. Like, I never thought in a million years that I would do that. Yeah. But it is literally like a healing experience for me to be able to like pour into them into that way.
Isn't it healing to try to heal other people?
Yes.
But that's what gets us in trouble sometimes too.
Yes.
Because we go too far.
Yep.
I mean, look at me. Like, I want to fix a hoe.
Yeah. You be going way too far.
I be going
like,
too far.
Stop. Too far. Too far.
Like, what am I doing? But it's just like, I want you to know the other side. Like, I want you to experience healthiness. But then it starts to eat at me.
Yep.
Like, I'm trying.
Because you take on other people's emotions.
I really do. I really do.
I do that too. And that's why I have to sometimes like limit my intake of certain things because I know like if I continue down this path, I'm going to feel everything that you feel.
That's why people like us also have to be very selective on like the people we have around us because like we can get a bit carried away and we can like absorb that stuff.
Yep.
And then I start to wonder like, why am I feeling like this? Or like, why am I starting to act like this? These behaviors aren't typically me. And then I like look at like who's new in my life. And I'm like, oh, that's where
surround yourself with.
That's where it is.
That's crazy.
Man, I forget just like how spiritual everything can be too.
Everything
because we live in such a tangible world that I forget.
Everything literally is spiritual.
Look, and there's probably some atheists listening to say, if y'all don't shut the hell up, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
This might not be the podcast for you.
Not this episode. I'm sorry. But yeah. So affirmations. We have some affirmations for the people with imposter syndrome out there. If y'all need to write these down, write them down on a sticky note and put it on your mirror.
And say it in the morning. Because we told you so.
Or some people are like very verbal, or record yourself saying these affirmations and then play it in the morning.
Yeah.
Not me burping. Okay, you ready? I have a couple. I don't know which ones to choose.
Choose randomly. They're probably all good.
Okay, randomly. Okay. All right. Number 1. The point of life is balance, not perfection.
Ooh, the point of life is balance, not perfection.
Okay. I'm prepared to face any challenge that comes my way.
I'm prepared to face any challenge that comes my way.
I am worthy of my achievement.
I am worthy of my achievement.
Okay. And I have the power to create change.
I have the power to create change.
Okay. And I'll stop there, even though I have like 11.
Yeah, those were good.
I have a lot of them.
Those were good before we switch our gears.
Last one.
Oh, one more.
My abilities are imperfectly perfect.
My abilities are imperfectly perfect.
Okay.
That's good.
You have one? Ooh, what you
Asia
got?
has
what
one,
you got,
guys.
One, Asia?
Moving forward, I will take a step into walking authentically into who I am.
Moving forward, I will take a step in walking authentically in who I am. That was a long one, damn.
It was.
But she said,
that's why I said I put emphasis on the words I remember authentically. And who I am.
Huh.
All right, we about to switch gears because this was a deep episode, but I think it was necessary. And I think that it was important conversation for us.
I'm thinking about the fact I like how we talk about stuff that we need and hoping that they also need the same things. But this really be for us.
But that goes along with what we were talking about, that like our experiences are not just for us, they're for other people. So I think that
we're going through it, y'all, with y'all.
Yeah, we share that for people to feel seen, and we might be further along in parts of our journey than what other people are, and there might be things that we share that they're like, wow, I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah,
you know, so that's just our style. We're going to share our experiences, and our experiences are meant to be helpful and impactful.
Yeah,
that's all. Okay. Now we're going to get messy and talk about Love is Blind. After all that good fluffy stuff. Let's get to the nitty gritty.
So you watch the newest releases?
I did.
Okay. Thoughts? Immediate thoughts?
Jackie.
Okay.
Baby girl.
We starting there. All right.
Because
it was a lot. It was a lot, man. So I will say this. I don't think there's anything wrong with her realizing Marshall isn't a good fit for her and Josh is. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, look at Zach. Zach did it. However, it is how she chose to handle everything.
It was really wrong for her to go and meet up with Josh
before having a conversation with Marshall.
For her to not show up to the dress fitting and having him go and think that he's about to get his
that
tux.
Man looking like Boo Boo the Fool over here getting fitted just to be told that his fiance didn't show up.
It's just embarrassing. And my thing is, if I don't fully believe, I think that Jackie's just in a toxic place, because if she really fully believed and understood that Marshall is a good man, then she would be like, damn, like he's a good man, but he's just not the man for me. Let me. Simple. I feel like she lacked respect for him.
Agreed. I
think that she is very selfish, and I don't think that she was ready to be married.
That I agree with too.
So
I don't think she was ready for a relationship yet. No, she wasn't ready for the experience. I'll say that. She wasn't ready for the experience.
At all.
Yeah.
She just was not ready. I think that she's still in a phase of discovering herself. And I don't think that she's aware enough of herself to be able to bring her best self to a relationship.
I agree.
And I think that Marshall required that of her. And that's why it was very triggering, and it caused her to act out because she did not know how to receive that.
She was in that space of like, don't put me in a box.
Yeah.
Just bucking.
Yeah. Literally just bucking. And she wanted him to buck back. So she was trying to like throw blows to see how he would respond and how he would react. And when he met her with kindness, it was frustrating for her. You saw that she liked it the best. She liked it the best when he called her a project. That got her worked up. She said, "Oh, we could do something with this," you know. She liked that, because then she gonna come to him crying and stuff like that when he cleaned it up for her. She's like,
you saw that. She softened herself after that. What is that?
Because she wants somebody to be abrasive with her.
Yeah,
she likes it. And I know that I've been there before.
I have too. Damn,
so I recognize it. I see you, boo.
I have too.
But I don't think that it should have been done on national television.
TV.
You on Netflix?
Like, why'd you go, boo? No.
That wasn't the platform for her. She needed to be on like a Love Island.
No, she needed to be left alone. Look, she needs
no relationship.
She need to heal.
Yeah,
she needs.
But I'm saying if she wanted to be on television, because
she should have been on Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah, and I get there's a pool, like people want to be on TV. They want recognition, but go with something that makes sense.
Yeah,
like, you want a show trying to get married, and you talking about you don't even want to be in a relationship. Like, it's not.
But even when Josh was like
that's what I'm saying.
Do you want to get married? She's like, I'm not marrying nobody.
2 + 2 is equaling 5. It shouldn't. How did we get here?
Bruh, she kissed Josh.
In the mouth.
Not only, and then she didn't even hesitate. It was a very natural thing.
It was
for her.
natural. Very it felt natural like she's almost done it before.
That's what bro, because the fact that Josh didn't even hesitate either, I was like, wait a second.
I think that was the on-camera conversation, and something took place prior to that.
I think that's slick.
That's my hot take.
I slick think so too.
I don't know.
Dang. But poor Marshall.
And Josh, like.
Oh, Josh. Oh, I don't know Josh well enough. I haven't seen enough of him on camera, and what I have seen has not been positive. But he has also been drunk.
He was, look, I rewatched that scene with Marcus when he came up. He said, "Is Mr. Still your girl?" Marshall said, "What the fuck?"
But wait, I missed the part where he called him a bitch.
He did.
He
said it like real
quick,
real slick, real low key,
real quick.
Yeah, and he was like, "But you know, you my bro. Like,
he's like, don't let this ruin us, nigga. You done already ruined it." Like,
Marshall says, "You been talking shit. You been talking shit." He was like, "No." He said, "Oh, okay,
all right then.
Then we cool."
I'm so bad.
That scene is actually hilarious.
That scene is so funny.
I think it was one of the funniest scenes.
I actually went and rewatched it right before the live that I just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like when Marshall had the thing in his head. He said, what the fuck was that? He said, That was funny. But yeah, Jackie, girl, just go on a hiatus. You might as well go into hiding right now. You don't need social media at the moment.
Yeah.
Just do some reflective work and come back when you are emotionally equipped to deal with all of the dragging through the mud that you were dealing with.
But I will say, I don't think anyone's equipped for that. But I also don't think anyone should be equipped for that. To be dragged?
It's not a natural experience.
It's not.
At all. For people to even have that much access and for you to have that much visibility. It's not normal.
It's not normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal, man. I don't care how bad. Well, that's not true because Shake, I didn't care when he got dragged. But with like, for most people, like, I don't care how toxic you were. Like, I don't think anyone deserves to be dragged like that because that really takes a toll on someone. Like, really, it
awakens so many of your insecurities when you're dragged
by so many people who don't even know you
for stuff that she's probably already thinking herself now. In hindsight, watching it, she's literally like, damn, I didn't have to do it. Well, we hope that that's what she's doing, that she's looking at it like, damn, I didn't have to like do it that way. I could have went about this different, but I don't know. I'm
this
kind of
prolong her healing, though.
I'm kind of feeling like Jackie is standing 10 toes down.
But that's what I'm saying. It's probably going to prolong her healing because all these people are coming at her, and she's probably like, these people don't know me. So it puts her in a space of defense. Yeah. So she can't even see what we see because people are like attacking her.
That's so real.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm praying for her and her healing.
Honestly, yeah.
Because it's just...
Okay, wait, sorry. My brain just flashed an image. Let's talk about Kwame and Chelsea's engagement photos.
Child, we did not need to see that on television.
I didn't ask for that.
I really could
At some point, I was like, I'm sorry, but did I just see an outline of his pee-wee?
Like, I
don't want to see that.
I never in a million years would have desired to see any outlines of Kwame's private areas.
I just like,
so we could have saved that. Netflix, y'all did not have to air that.
Y'all didn't have to air that.
That was a lot.
We could
Netflix has been a little feisty though this season with their with what they're showing, because when Tiff and Brett was about to like get on that, they was in there record. I'm like, are y'all trying to make a movie? Like, y'all need to get out of there. Get out of there.
How awkward is that though? Because you can hear the cameraman, man. You can hear them. These cameras aren't hidden.
I think they was just a little teed. They didn't care.
Honestly, I don't think they cared either. Honestly, good for them. Shit.
That is hilarious.
Good for them. I wouldn't be shocked if Tiff was like, shit, y'all can stay. Bye.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man. Anyways, who's next?
Look, that's Micah and Paul.
I don't really care about them.
You know what? I don't care about them, but what is more so concerning to me is Micah's friend. That relationship that she has with that friend is so unhealthy.
It's so unhealthy.
It is so unhealthy. And her friend is a hater. I just think that they have a weird codependent type of relationship. And I think that her friend feels threatened by Micah about to potentially be married to somebody. And I just think that I can't even say that Micah deserves better because I'm not very impressed with her. But I just don't.
She said what she said.
Yeah, I still haven't forgotten. I know that we're focused on Jackie right now, but I did not forget what Micah has done previously.
Right.
So I don't know if she's the best, and the fact that she feels like these are the type of people she wants to surround herself with is very telling.
It's very telling.
Yeah,
it is very telling. But she did stand up to her friend.
She did.
She did. She was also drunk though.
She was.
I was like, what is this weird, strange music with her slurred speech?
Yeah, and I also didn't like how she was talking to Paul on the phone.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was
but she was drunk.
She was, but why didn't she call him a bitch? Did she? What did she say?
I don't know.
She did.
I miss you, bitch.
And I'm just like, girl, what's going on here?
Yeah,
it was just some weird things taking place. But yeah, Micah and Paul, I'm not a fan. I literally don't care.
It's just like Tiff and Brett, man.
Yeah.
Just Tiff and Brett for me.
Yeah. Are we missing any other couples?
I mean, there's Bliss. Oh, Bliss and Zach. Bliss and Zach. I cried with Bliss and her family.
You cried?
Wait, you saw me cry online.
Oh, yeah. That's what you were crying about. That's why I was like, Iyanna, what? I'm crying.
It was just like a beautiful moment with how supportive her family was. It reminded me of mine.
Yeah, I really enjoyed to see her mom willing to take Zach in with open
Same.
arms.
She said, "I'll be your mom."
Yeah, I think he needs that.
That's what made me cry when she said that. I said,
That did it for you.
That did it for me, man.
Yeah.
And I think he needs that.
He does need it. He really does. He needed that validation and
I agree.
That source.
I think if they get married, I think they'll be okay.
I do too. I literally have no qualms about their relationship.
I agree. Neither do I.
I just think that
Neither do I.
They're gonna be fine. I can see it's genuine, and I know people are ruffled by the whole. I want you to talk about that too, because we've been talking about that. How just I think people are being very harsh to you, though,
bro. But still, people are being harsh.
They're still being
harsh. It's not even just like about then. Like I tried to get over the stuff then when people were like calling me weak and like, Iyanna, you need to stand up. When I was about to say yes to Jared, the thing is like what people don't realize is like I wasn't seeing what everyone else was seeing. I didn't see the way that Jared's friends spoke about him or to him. I didn't see the fact that his sister said something about him not being ready. I was only based off of what Jared was telling me.
Yeah.
I also didn't see the conversation with him and Mal. Like I didn't know any of this stuff going into it. So I was just going, but my gut was telling me, but I didn't have the proof. So I just thought like, oh, it's just trauma. It's just trauma talking to me. Like that's all it was.
And I think it's very, I hate this in the Black community that we continue to push forward this thought that like, oh, you're a Black woman, you're supposed to be strong and you're supposed to do this different stuff, when literally everybody has been through this behind scenes. And I think that people like, you know what? Tylynn said this when we recorded the episode about it being triggering for people because it's showcasing what it is, things that they have been through.
Wait. But didn't we just talk about this today? Because you were talking about Chelsea and you were talking about how much you like Chelsea. And I was like, I don't like Chelsea. Why does everyone keep saying that? And then it clicked for me because Chelsea reminds me of me going through the experience of where I didn't have all of the info. Because Chelsea's not seeing these conversations that Kwame's having with Micah. Chelsea's not seeing like all the other stuff that's happening. She's going only based off of what he's telling her. And he's giving her, he may show hesitancy, but in the end, he's like, you know, I love you, baby. Like, it's going to be us.
Yep.
And so that's why.
He always gives reassurance.
He always gives reassurance. And I realized, like, that's why I didn't like Chelsea, because something about watching her experience triggered me.
Yep.
Which is crazy.
But it is crazy. And that's why I really want people to check themselves about how they respond to you, because Chelsea's not getting that.
But people are, that's what, and don't get me heated. That's what's pissing me off, is like people aren't giving that same energy to Chelsea or to Bliss.
Nope.
But even still, even now, even when it went all this stuff with Marshall, in the comments, people are like, no, Marshall doesn't need another project. And I'm like, in what way did I ever show that I was that unhealed?
You
I was simply
did.
showing some form of insecurity, but granted, it was because of behaviors that Jared was showing and displaying. And after the altar, that's a whole nother story that y'all don't even know about.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know why I was looking at this man in disgust. It was for a very good reason.
Yeah.
It was for a very good reason.
And the thing about it is, a lot of those people, and we definitely gonna take this clip and we gonna put it on TikTok where the people that need to see it can see it. Because if you had a camera following you around and you were in a relationship that was not aligned, a relationship that was not like compatible to you,
a relationship that caused confusion for you,
who knows? And you would maybe even react even worse.
Yeah.
You know? So I just think that people need to give a little more grace to humans going through unhuman experiences, because it's not natural.
It's not natural.
It's not natural. So I don't like that. I want people to be mindful that they have seen very small snippets and they don't know you.
You know, another thing that people ask me, like, do you regret anything about the experience? And part of me wants to say yes, because of how vulnerable and open I was about sharing with some of the things that I was healing through, because people took my trauma and they used it against me and are still using it against me. They're like, well, she has family issues, well, she's been sexually abused, or blah, 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 blah. So she's not ready for this, this, and this. And I'm like, you don't fucking know me.
No.
You don't fucking know me from a wall of fucking pain.
Nope.
I am healed. I'm a good person. I'm an amazing person, actually. I'm very emotionally mature. I'm secure within myself. So fuck off.
Hello.
Period.
She said it. Finally. Get y'all asses on.
Because Jesus.
Go find something
people are
else
really
to
like,
do.
people are like, oh, Iyanna and Jackie are the same person.
No.
Like, what?
No. I wouldn't even say that.
The annoying part is like the people who are saying these things aren't even taking the effort to actually get to know me past the show. They haven't listened to this podcast. They don't go on my page and see like what my content is. They don't do any of that. They just take that timestamp and hold me accountable to something that I did 2 years ago.
Yep.
Hello.
Which is crazy. Do y'all know how much has transpired?
Bro, so much has happened into.
Yes.
And
they see me as a character.
As a character.
A time and moment of this is what it was, this is who she was, and this is what it is.
So that's who I am forever?
Yeah. And that is super telling. Like, remember when we were out that one day?
Oh, and that woman was like, oh, I loved your character on the show.
The character thing is absolutely insane.
Jesus.
Insane. So, yeah. Y'all chill on my girl. I done told y'all once, and I will tell y'all twice and thrice. Find somebody else. This ain't the one. Hello?
Jesus.
Okay?
But man, oh man, am I happy I'm out of that.
Yes. And I look forward to these people being out of it too, because I know some of them are getting literally,
Yeah, they're getting obliterated.
They are.
I feel bad. But yeah.
Well, that's my thoughts. I mean, predictions. We know Tiff and Brett are.
We know Tiff and Brett. Yeah.
I think Zach and Bliss will be just fine.
I think they'll be fine.
They're very compatible. I think that Chelsea is gonna make this thing work with Kwame by any means.
I think she will. There's an undoubtable yes.
Yes. So
Kwame is the one who's like, ooh, I don't know.
Yeah. But I also feel a little agitated by Kwame because I feel like he's playing victim in a situation that he created because he's doing all this complaining about, well, I have to get my life up and move to Seattle. Nigga, you signed up for the show in Seattle.
Also, I was just thinking, sorry, we can cut this out.
No, we don't have to.
He keeps talking about how much he needs his mom's approval.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you are that reliant on your family approving and supporting your decision,
why would you do a show like this?
Yeah.
And not tell your mom beforehand.
And not tell your mom. It's really pissing
It's such an untraditional platform. You would think that if that matters to you that much, you wouldn't do this.
Right.
And also, this is not his first rodeo because he was trying to be on Married at First Sight. So you have constantly made these choices and these decisions to do things in a way that, to your point, is going against probably your mom's approval, like seeing that you have a very rich culture and traditions that fall in line with your...
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. But if that's the case and you value that to such a high regard...
Then why do the
why
show?
are you here?
Right. And
why are you here? Right.
It's her burden to carry because she's like, oh, wow, well, you guys weren't prepared for this. I feel like I'm imposing
Yeah.
It was for him to figure out.
Yeah.
But wait, can we talk about Kwame's sister?
I love her.
She came in with the energy. As soon as she came in, she said, ah!
And she really gave, I think though, this seeing his sister and his brother slightly made me shift my feelings towards
about Kwame, yeah.
Because I was like, he comes from very good people.
Yeah.
He comes from very good people because I think that Kwame, he gives like younger brother vibes.
He
like,
is the youngest.
I'm about to just do whatever. I'm going to cause havoc. And I think that to see the people that he has surrounding him to ground him, I was like, he might be okay.
He might be okay.
He might be okay. He might just be in a phase right now.
Yeah.
But and also seeing how Chelsea has this like unwavering love for him.
Yeah.
If he is able to accept that and feel whole in it, then I think that he will be okay. I think that he will grow into the type of man that Chelsea sees him
if
as.
He wants to.
If he wants
look, because I took on that burden too with someone who didn't want to.
I kind of see that he wants to a little bit, but I feel like he's kind of just fighting back right now. He's like, he's trying to do everything he can to not be that person.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because that's honestly, when I saw Chelsea getting ready, I just like, my heart sunk for her because, and I was explaining, it's not like they're going to absolutely fail. However, they do have more things to get through than the average couple, even the average couple on Love is Blind, because like they have so much against them right now. However, that's not to say that they can't work through it, because they can. But all of these comments, if they are married, all of these comments will absolutely have an effect on their marriage. Will absolutely have an effect on Chelsea, and Chelsea's the one with an unwavering love, but that might affect her.
Yeah, because it's tapping into her insecurities.
And then Kwame will have to be the one who's unwavering. But like, is he capable of that? Can he do that? Because Chelsea is absolutely going to be like, wait a second, everyone's saying this about you. Like, what was I thinking?
Yep.
And she's going to watch it back and she's going to see how Kwame was so flimsy.
Yep.
So I'm hoping, if they're married, I'm hoping that they're both like very secure within themselves, within their relation. And I'm honestly hoping they're in therapy.
Oh yeah, they need to be.
Me and Jared,
I think everybody that's on this show needs to be in therapy.
Heavy on that.
Everybody that goes on this show needs to do therapy.
I really wish they would add some form of premarital counseling to the show.
That's the one thing. Who asked me this? Oh, yesterday, Chloe and Joe asked me this. Like, if you were in a position where you were like in your 30s and you were still single, like, would you go on Love is Blind? And I was like, I wouldn't go on Love is Blind, but I would go on Married at First Sight.
Because they have
even though
therapists.
Married at First Sight seems crazier because you have no clue who this person is.
You have support.
But yeah, that there's the groundwork for like a good match. And then you have therapy throughout the whole time of you going through it. So it seems crazier, but I feel like it's a little bit better of a situation.
And the track record is just better for Married at First Sight. There are a lot more married couples that stay married.
And that's why people don't watch Married at First Sight as much, because it's not as messy.
Because it's not as messy.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
it is messy though. Let me not say that, because Married at First Sight is very messy
as hell. But what does that say about society, man? People want to see other people.
We enjoy chaos.
Like, damn. Oh man, I was a character for people.
Yeah, it comforts their own. Like, oh, my life ain't this messed up. Let me watch this. God. So yeah, and you know what's crazy though? I have realized as I have been like getting older and I've been on my healing journey, I don't turn to reality TV as much as I used to.
Really?
I like it, but some things are just so outrageous to me that I'm just like, oh, child, I need to turn this off. This is too much right now.
He's stressing me out.
Yeah. So it's just interesting how that plays out. But I'm very excited. So what do you think about the live reunion? Somebody was asking us about it in the comments.
I'm actually really excited for this. I'm actually scared. Okay, I'm excited as a viewer to watch it, but I am terrified for them, because if our show was live, Shake would have been canceled. So, and y'all think it was bad for him with just what was shown? He said some vile things.
I'm scared for Jackie.
I'm scared for
Jackie Unplugged.
I'm scared for Jackie and Josh and Marshall, because Jackie gives me the vibes that she's in this very defensive mode, and she doesn't have that filter, because all of us wanted to go in on somebody on the cast, but we all controlled ourselves because we understood public perception. Jackie don't give a fuck
at all.
So who knows?
She could be either in a better space, or she could be in a still,
I want destruction.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Have to see.
It could be one or the other, but I'm excited to see what this is going to be like. A live freaking reunion. That's crazy. It's definitely giving early 2000s reality TV vibes. Like, and I'm kind of here for that. So yeah, I'm excited to see it.
I'm so excited.
I think it's cool. It's a cool idea.
I am so excited.
But yeah, I think that's all we got.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, that's all, folks. So make sure you follow us on TikTok, because we are getting a lot of views and comments on TikTok nowadays.
It's because of that last one, man.
I know. It's so funny. But on TikTok, we are Fill in the Blank Pod. You can follow us on Instagram at @fillintheblank_. Me at As Told by Kayla, and Iyanna
at Iyanna.amore.
Make sure that you all are submitting listener submissions still, because we are definitely still doing our listener submissions episode. So share what it is that your thoughts, ask us any questions, things that you might be going through at the time. time, and we will possibly feature it as a topic on this podcast. And then make sure that you are also watching on YouTube as well as listening. I know a lot of you all are audio listeners, but we love to have our YouTube family as well, because then we can actually talk to y'all because y'all can comment on it.
Yeah.
So that's it. And we will see you all next time. Bye.